Right friends, welcome back to editorial discussion, and last week items, two items I am going to cover today. One is solar push and the other one is finding of exoplanets. What is the meaning of exoplanets? So, these two issues I am going to cover today, and one issue pertaining to the functioning of Medical Council of India that I will cover tomorrow, and two issues of today in The Hindu pertaining to tribal rights and Greece crisis. These two will be covered tomorrow. So, today's issue will have 3 articles from The Hindu and 2 of last week's articles. So, total 5 issues we are going to cover today. The first one is with regard to hate bubbles over. This is with regard to hate crimes. Please look into this. Adam Purinton, he shot dead Srinivas Kuchibhotla, and this is a hate crime, and we are going through those, and we are going through to throw some light on what is meant by hate crime. And please look into these words, these are very important to understand this editorial. One is a hate crime. What is the meaning of hate crime? It is the bias provocated crime or prejudice motivated crime because he is black, because he is Indian, because he is American, because he is Chinese, that way because of his sex, ethnicity, language, nationality, religion, I have preconceived notion, and that is motivated to perpetrate crime. So, prejudice motivated crime, that means with the prejudice of he belongs to particular community, he belongs to particular religion, he belongs to particular race, that way if a crime is perpetrated, that is hate crime. Xenophobia, another word which is in the news. Xenophobia means it is a hatred of foreigners or strangers. If I develop hatred against Africans, against Americans, that is xenophobia. Then these two words, immigrant, emigrant, these two words, please understand, immigrant is a person who has come to a country that is not their own country. In the present example, Srinivas Kuchibhotla, if you look at him from American perspective, he is immigrant. If you look at him from American perspective, he is immigrant. If you look at him from Indian perspective, he is emigrant, E-M-I-G-R-A-N-T. So, this is the difference between immigrant and emigrant. And if you look at FBI statistics in United States of America, it is world's one of the oldest democracies. I have taken statistics from FBI reports, FBI statistics for 2015. Here, bias motivation or prejudice motivation, or you can say hate crimes. Hate crimes total in 2015 there were 7,173. Total hate crimes in United States of America during 2015 were 7,173, and out of 7,000, 4,000 are based on race or ethnicity. 4,000 are based on race or ethnicity, and here the worst affected are this anti-black or African Americans. Out of this 4,000, 2,000 are against African Americans, and anti-Asians are totally 136 only. So, this hate crimes against African Americans constitute more than 50% of total hate crimes based on race or ethnicity, then religion based 1400, then sexual orientation 1263, and out of this 1263, 786 are basically anti-gay incidents. So, overall if you see the hate crimes picture of United States of America, this is basically race or ethnicity bias, or you can say anti-black incidents are high. So, America is known for racism, you should not forget it. Now, it is targeting against Asians, that is different story, but for the past several decades, it is known for racism against American Africans or blacks, right. So, here why the immigrants are feeling vulnerable now? Why the immigrants, especially Asians, are feeling vulnerable? Because of the reason USA is known for gun culture, and in fact The guns in the country are more than the population. The population of America is 32 crores, 1/4 of our population, and guns are more than 32 crore. That is the biggest worry for immigrants there. Then racism is quite prevalent, and as I have already told you, as per the FBI statistics, this African Americans are the worst affected. Then Mr. Trump's rhetoric of pride in white Americans, right, that is the biggest problem, and his anti-immigrant policies, constructing wall between Mexico and America, and lot many things are contributed to the recent hate crimes, and you can see the hate crime against Kuchibhotla in this perspective. And there is a general feeling in white Americans. It may not be true, but there is a general feeling created in white Americans that migration is responsible for taking away jobs from whites. So there is a feeling that migration is responsible for taking away jobs from white Americans, and it is leading to xenophobia and hate crimes. I just now explained what is xenophobia and white crimes. So this policy of or you can say the rhetoric of Donald Trump is partially responsible for this xenophobia and hate crimes. Right, we leave this at this juncture and let us move on to the second one, ways of sharing. This is with regard to India and Bangladesh. The byline itself says, time is ripe for India and Bangladesh to consolidate gains on key issues. So already there is lot of consolidation in the key issues, and the article says there is a need for further consolidating India-Bangladesh ties. And if you look at our neighborhood, all is not well with our neighborhood. Look at Pakistan, $46 billion investment by China, and Pakistan is moving closer to China. If you look at Sri Lanka, in our backyard, Sri Lanka, in fact, Hambantota port is going to be developed by China, and lot of Chinese investments are there in Sri Lanka. If you look at Nepal, Nepal quite often looking at China to further their economic interests. Then Bangladesh. If you look at Bangladesh, recently Xi Jinping visited Bangladesh and committed infrastructure projects and other joint ventures worth around $38 billion. So all around we have shadow of China. So under these circumstances, there are some gains with Bangladesh already, and the article or editorial says it is the time for consolidating further gains. So recent developments, you see, Chinese President Xi Jinping visited Bangladesh recently and pledged 38 billion in infrastructure cooperation and joint ventures. It is the main cause of worry for India, and Bangladesh says that India will also be benefited because of Bangladesh's enhanced prosperity. But India's concerns are genuine, because in One Belt, One Road project, if China invests more in neighboring countries, then there is every possibility that they may tilt towards China. One Belt, One Road initiative, it is basically reinventing the world trade route. If someone asks you about One Belt, One Road initiative, it is reinventing or finding or bring it back the world trade route. So that is One Belt, One Road initiative of China. So connecting various ports of Africa and Europe with Asia, at the same time road and rail infrastructure connecting various points of Asia and Europe. Already recently a train ran for more than 10,000 kilometers from China to London. That is the case in point, right? And if you go back, here it is written, it is time for India, Bangladesh, it is basically time for India to consolidate the gains. What is the meaning of it? What are the gains? Let us look at it. Landmark agreement, this is land boundary agreement was solved. Almost 4-decade-old problem was solved because of the magnanimity of India and Bangladesh. This is one basic issue which was solved last year. So landmark agreement, then supply of high speed diesel from Numaligarh refinery the first train from Siliguri in West Bengal to Parvatipur during 2016. So, we are supplying diesel from Siliguri to Parvatipur in Bangladesh from Numaligarh refinery, you can say. So, this diesel is being supplied to Bangladesh. Then the third point is 100 megawatt power from Palatana power plant in Tripura was supplied, and in return Bangladesh gave 10 Gbps internet bandwidth to facilitate internet connectivity in the northeast region. So, it is give and take approach. The relations between India and Bangladesh are quite cordial. Next one is 1320 megawatt coal based power project is being built. This is joint venture between NTPC and Bangladesh Power Development Board. This agreement was signed, but there are some environmental concerns, that is different story. So, the overall relation, if you look at the next point, Agartala Akhaura rail link will also come up. Agartala Akhaura rail link, here you see Agartala is in Tripura and Agartala is already connected like this, railway line already reached Agartala at present. Now, Agartala Akhaura 15 kilometers rail line will be connected, and this entire cost will be borne by India. And another important aspect is from Agartala railway line will be extended to Sabroom. Sabroom is the border town of Tripura, and from Sabroom through road connectivity or through train we can reach Chittagong. So, Chittagong port can become accessible to northeastern part of the country, and bridge will also be built on river Feni. So, these are the positive developments between India and Bangladesh. So, if someone talks about Agartala Akhaura rail line, then Agartala Sabroom Chittagong route. So, this is basically to giving better connectivity to northeastern part of the country, and this indicates a cordial relation between India and Bangladesh. Now, further aspects. This is as per this editorial. The editorial suggests further we have to go for defense partnership agreement, Teesta water sharing agreement, energy and connectivity projects, then Ganga water barrage project. Now, Bangladesh Prime Minister is expected to visit India within next 2-3 months. So, before that the editorial says that to consolidate further gains, consolidate it further, then these things are the need of the hour. That is as per the editorial, and out of this the most contentious is Teesta river dispute, and there are 53 rivers which flow from India to Bangladesh. So, Bangladesh is lower riparian state, India is upper riparian state. 53 rivers flow from India to Bangladesh, and Bangladesh is predominantly agriculture country, and one important river is Teesta river. Please look into this. If someone talks about Teesta river, it originates in Himalayan region of Sikkim. Please understand from geography perspective, it originates in Himalayan region of Sikkim and it flows through West Bengal, subsequently enters Bangladesh, and it joins river Jamuna, if I am not wrong. So, starting from Sikkim, West Bengal, then it goes to Bangladesh, and here the sharing of river water, sharing of this water is the contentious issue for the past several years. There was ad hoc arrangement of 1980s, and now Bangladesh want fair share of water, because Bangladesh contention is lot of rice cultivation is taking place based on the river waters of Teesta. So, Teesta river water is the one dispute between India and Bangladesh. It is the major dispute between India and Bangladesh. And please do not forget, if someone talks about Ghazal-Doba barrage, this Ghazal-Doba barrage is on Teesta river, it is in West Bengal, please do not forget. Right. So, we discussed about India, Bangladesh, how to consolidate the ties, right. Now, what exactly is a money bill? This is with regard to Aadhaar. At present, Aadhaar case is with Supreme Court. Aadhaar Act was passed as money bill. The government's contention is it involves withdrawal of money from consolidated fund of India. That is why it belongs to, as per article 110 of the constitution, it is a purely money bill. The contention of Congress is it cannot be money bill because of the reason it involves other salient features also, like the database, right to privacy, several other issues are involved because it stores the database or biological database of crores of Indians. So, you cannot treat this as money bill solely by giving the reason that it is a withdrawal of money from Consolidated Fund of India, but lot many things are involved here. So, it cannot become money bill. That is the contention of Congress. And now the matter is with the Supreme Court. And before going into this article, let us throw some light on what are various types of bills in Parliament. One is ordinary bills. Second one is money bills and financial bills. Money bills and financial bills. Third one is ordinance replacing bills. When some ordinance is issued, when Parliament is not in session, it is to be ratified by the Parliament, that is ordinance replacing bill. So, this is third type of bill, and special provisions are there for constitution amendment bills. So, you can classify parliamentary procedures or bills as these four types, and the present discussion is with regard to whether it is money bill or not. And you see financial bills, overall the bills involving financial matters, or you can say the bills which deal with fiscal matters, that is revenue or expenditure. These are classified as three types: money bills, financial bills category A, financial bills category B. Then please do not forget, all money bills are financial bills, but all financial bills are not money bills. All money bills are financial bills, whereas all financial bills cannot be money bill. So, the issue here is whether Aadhaar is a money bill or financial bill, because money bill has got different procedure. Here Rajya Sabha has got no power, that is the main problem, because BJP has not have majority, do not have majority in Rajya Sabha, and in fact the intention of the Congress or the accusation of the Congress is to circumvent Rajya Sabha. Aadhaar was dubbed as a money bill, right. Here Article 110(1) of the Constitution, there are 6 aspects: imposition, abolition, remission, alteration, regulation of any tax, as well as withdrawal of money from Consolidated Fund of India. So, these 2 aspects are primarily in the money bill when it is categorized. There are 6 clauses, 7th one is also there as per 110(1)(g). Any matter incidental to any of the matters specified here, somewhat it looks, this is the vague term which BJP wants to take shelter. Any matter incidental to any of the matters specified here. So, incidental to, and 6 things are specifically there, and the 7th one is any matter incidental to any of the matters. So, total 7 clauses are there to incorporate it as a money bill. And here when the bill is sent to the Rajya Sabha, please understand these points clearly. When the bill is sent to Rajya Sabha, it will be sent with an endorsement by Lok Sabha Speaker. So, Lok Sabha Speaker is the power, has got the power to classify it as a money bill. And the second important point is a money bill can be a government bill only, it cannot be as a private member's bill. And another thing is, it can be introduced in Lok Sabha on the prior recommendations of the President. So, these are important points as far as money bill is concerned. And Lok Sabha Speaker, as per Article 110(3), Lok Sabha Speaker is the final authority when a decision is to be clarified with regard to whether the bill is money bill or not. Then procedure for passage, it is to be introduced only in Lok Sabha, and after passage in Lok Sabha, it will be sent to Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha can neither reject nor amend the money bill, only it will send back. Maximum period is 14 days. Within 14 days, it has to send back to the Lok Sabha, and at the same time, it can make recommendations only. Rajya Sabha can make recommendations only. It is up to the Lok Sabha to accept or reject the recommendations. So, Rajya Sabha can neither reject nor amend the money bill, and it can only make recommendations, and at the same time within maximum period of 14 days it has to return it back to the Lok Sabha. So, you can say Totally, in case of money bills, Lok Sabha overrides Rajya Sabha, and there is no system of joint sitting of both the houses in case of money bills. So, this is about money bill. Then financial bills category A, category B. Financial bill category A is if the bill has got provisions of money bill, that is 110(1) to G. When a bill has got provisions of money bill, in addition to provisions of money bill, when other matters are also involved in that bill, it will be financial bill category A. It will be financial bill category A when it involves money bill provisions and other matters also, right. So, here like money bill, it can be introduced only in Lok Sabha and on the recommendations of the President. And here one difference is, once it has been passed by the Lok Sabha, it will be just like an ordinary bill. Once it is passed by Lok Sabha, it is just like an ordinary bill. That is what Congress want. In case of Aadhaar bill, it wanted it to be introduced as financial bill, not as money bill, but BJP introduced it as a money bill. So, this is all the crux of the matter, and with the difference between Congress and BJP, that is why the matter went to Supreme Court. Then third category is category B, that is the financial bills category B. They involve expenditure from Consolidated Fund of India, but please understand, when the bill involves withdrawal of money from Consolidated Fund of India, but do not come in the category of 110(1) to G. 110(1) to G, if it is not within the category of 110(1) to G, but it involves money withdrawal from Consolidated Fund of India, then it is financial bill category B, and it can be introduced in either House of Parliament. Only thing is, here recommendation of the President is essential, and this is just like an ordinary bill except this. So, money bill, financial bills we discussed in detail. And now, the brief history of the present case is Aadhaar Targeted Delivery of Financial and Other Subsidies, Benefits and Services Act 2016 was passed with introduction as money bill. It was introduced as money bill, and Member of Parliament Jairam Ramesh questioned the legality behind it, and the matter is with the Supreme Court. And here in this you have to look at three meanings. One is explicit, what is mentioned in this passage. Explicit means clear and exact. The other word is insidious. The features of this bill as per this article, the features of this bill are insidious. Insidious means something unpleasant and dangerous, secretly causing harm. The BJP's procedure of introducing this bill as money bill as per this article is insidious. Please understand the meaning of this word. Insidious means something unpleasant or dangerous, gradually and secretly causing harm. Next one is impremature. Impremature means official approval of something or permission to do something. Then Aadhaar, all of you are familiar with Aadhaar, I need not explain you once again. Aadhaar is unique identity for each and every individual, and it is given by Unique Identification Authority of India. And look at government's contention. There are two issues which this article says both are not correct. So, as per the government's contention, the first issue is Speaker's decision to classify a draft legislation as money bill is immune from judicial review. So, Supreme Court cannot interfere in this, that is the contention of government. Sole power as per article 110 rests with Lok Sabha Speaker. Supreme Court cannot intervene in this aspect. So, Speaker's decision to classify a legislation is immune from judicial review, that is the government's contention. Second one is Aadhaar bill fulfilled all the constitutional requirements of a money bill, that is the government contention, and the author says both are incorrect. The first one, Speaker's decision to classify a draft legislation is immune from judicial review. This is in fact Muhammad Saeed Siddiq versus State of UP in 2014. Supreme Court stated that Speaker's decision is not judicially reviewable. Speaker's decision is not judicially reviewable. That is a 2014 judgment of Supreme Court, but the author has got difference of opinion. His points I have listed here. Article 110 gives no discretion to the Speaker, and here criteria clearly specified, otherwise it will become constitutional error. The criteria of Article 110 clearly defined what can be the money bill, and if Speaker violates, then it will become not procedural error, it will be constitutional error. The second point as per the author is the Supreme Court judgment in 2014 case of UP is basically the Supreme Court felt that it is a procedural irregularity, but not constitutional error. Because of that, Supreme Court gave its decision. So, please understand carefully why the author discounting is no doubt the Speaker's role, or you can say Speaker's authority is final, but it is with regard to procedural errors, but not with regard to constitutional error. If the Supreme Court, if the Lok Sabha Speaker commits constitutional error in certifying a bill as money bill, then Supreme Court must have judicial review. Then the third point is, in fact, Supreme Court while giving its decision with regard to state of UP, Supreme Court has not kept in mind the verdict of Constitution Bench in Raja Rampal versus Honorable Speaker Lok Sabha in 2007. So, please understand, as per the author, here Speaker's decision can be judicially reviewed. Speaker can err in procedure, but not in constitutional matters. So, constitutional error is the biggest blunder, right. Looking to the second point, government says Aadhaar bill fulfilled all the constitutional requirements of a money bill, but the author says it include creation of the framework for maintaining central database of biometric information from crores of Indians. So, the main task here is creating biometric database, and that is why it cannot be money bill, as it involves other important matters. So, it cannot be money bill. That is the contention of the author, right. So, both the government's contention of Speaker's decision is immune from judicial review, as well as Aadhaar bill fulfilled all the constitutional requirements of a money bill. These two are discounted by the author, right, and there is a lot of debate going on after the passage of the Aadhaar bill, right. So, what is the final conclusion as per the author? Here, introduction of Aadhaar bill as money bill is totally unconstitutional as per the author. Then introduction of Aadhaar without proper safeguards and right to privacy are in the way of becoming a totalitarian state. You may have a doubt, what is meant by totalitarian state? Totalitarian state is the state assuming lot of power by suppressing the citizens. The state assuming lot of power by suppressing the rights of the citizens is a totalitarian state. One example is nowadays Turkey is becoming a totalitarian state. China, you can say, is an example of totalitarian state, because there the rights of civilians are not given that much priority, and in our country rights of civilians or rights of citizens should have paramount importance. So, the Aadhaar bill was introduced and passed in a haste without proper safeguards, and right to privacy was neglected in this case. Then effect of negating altogether the Rajya Sabha's legislative role is a mockery of our democracy. And finally, we have to wait for the verdict of the Supreme Court in this. So, with this, I think you got clear idea about what is money bill, what is a financial bill, What is the procedure? Please go through these PPTs. I explained clearly the difference between all these things and the present controversy. Let us look at the next one. This is Shining Bright. This is editorial of the Hindu on 25th February. Solar energy talks about Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, and in this article I am going to discuss about by 2022 India's goal is to get 100 gigawatt of solar power. 100 gigawatt of solar power by 2022 is our target. And what are the challenges? Those things I am going to deliberate on this. This Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs approved doubling the capacity of solar power in dedicated solar parks to 40 gigawatt from the initial projection of 20 gigawatt. So, 20 to 40. So, government's target, all of you are well aware, total solar power is 100 gigawatt by 2022, and government will give fiscal assistance for solar parks. Please look into this slide. Here solar push, or you can say solar parks, government is giving lot of push and cabinet took a decision. Please go through this slide. State government will propose, solar park developer will be identified, land will be identified. This is the task of state government. This is the task of state governments. Subsequently in stage 2, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy will give grant of rupees 25 lakh for each solar park, and subsequently in stage 3, Government of India will give central funding of 20 lakh rupees per megawatt or 30% of project cost. So, this is the mechanism to give push to this solar parks, which was decided by the Union Cabinet recently. And advantages of solar parks, this additional employment will be created, and it is pertinent to mention that solar energy sector has witnessed the fastest growth of jobs since 2011. Overall, economic benefits will be there and less carbon emissions, and it is in tune with 21st century energy policy. What are the challenges? The first challenge is, in our country, competitive manufacturing of photovoltaic cells is the need of the hour. Photovoltaic cells, most of these cells are imported. Domestic industry is not able to flourish. So, immediate task is to develop global competitiveness in the manufacturing of photovoltaic cells. And second point is, training is utmost need of the hour, training of human resources, because the jobs will be created all together in the new sector. That means the skill sets must be different. So, under these circumstances, the need of the hour is to go for training to produce high quality manpower. Third one is, low cost financing channels is the need of the hour, and unfortunate part is, in emerging economies in recent times, public financing on renewable energy projects was reduced. Public financing on renewable energy products is reduced in recent times. Then the next one is, electricity regulators should take a proactive step in fixing the tariffs. Then Green Climate Fund, as per United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, $100 billion a year is to be arranged to developing countries by the developed countries, which is known as Green Climate Fund, and that is to be pursued vigorously. Next point is, the need of the hour is these railway stations and stadiums, public utilities. The need of the hour is powering public utilities like railway stations and stadiums using solar power. The next one is, center should put in easy policies for common man like you and me to adopt rooftop solar. Next one is, green bonds is one of the options to raise money, and green bonds must be perused vigorously. The next one is, power utility companies should show more proactive approach for purchasing renewable power of the developers. Right? So, these are the challenges which government should look at, so as to realize the target of 100 gigawatt of solar energy by 2022. Right. Next one is, before going into the next one, you can be asked a question or in group discussions, what are the challenges you contemplate in achieving the solar power generation target of 100 gigawatt by 2022. So, some of the challenges I have given here and some more challenges we will discuss in due course of time, right. So, look at the last article for today, life elsewhere. This is with regard to discovery of exoplanets. This article, or you can say this, appeared in The Hindu 24th February. This is editorial of The Hindu. So, life elsewhere. Before going into further ahead, all of you are familiar with the solar system. We are here, we are living on Earth, and Earth, not only Earth, there is lot of probing going on with regard to extraterrestrial life. Please understand carefully, extraterrestrial life. Extraterrestrial life means biological life, whether it is possible only on Earth or in other planets. Lot of probing is going on in this context, and the next planet which is being probed for biological life is Mars. Only Earth and Mars. Earth, biological life is there, we are all living on Earth, and the other planet which is being probed is Mars. Here lot of methane is found. That is why scientists are quite enthusiastic about finding biological life at Mars, in Mars. So, here Mars is being probed for biological life, and you may have a doubt why other planets are not being probed for biological life. The other planets, these are too hot, these are too cold, these are too hot, these are too cold because they are far away from sun. So, there is no possibility of biological life on these planets. Only Mars is being probed, and you may have it out. One word is used in this editorial, that is Goldilocks zone. Goldilocks zone. What is the meaning of Goldilocks zone? Goldilocks zone is basically probable habitable area. So, this is Goldilocks zone. If you look at our solar system, so the area where habitable conditions prevail, Earth, we have habitable conditions, Mars is being probed. So, you can say Goldilocks zone in our solar system is Earth and probably Mars if biological life is found. So, this is all about our solar system. So, solar system, sun is a star, there are 8 planets moving around, right. This is our solar system, and you came across one word, exoplanet. These are all planets. And what is exoplanet? Exoplanets means the planets moving around another star, not sun. When the planets are moving around the sun, these are all planets. Earth, Jupiter, Mars, these are all planets. And when you find, here you see, these 7 planets were found. These 7 planets were found by NASA experiment, and these 7 planets are revolving around another star, but not around sun. When these planets are revolving around another star, they are known as exoplanets, right. So, 7 exoplanets were found, and scientific community is too enthusiastic about these 7 exoplanets. Please spend 5 minutes with me. I would like to explain you here salient points of this discovery. In fact, all of you are familiar, human beings are curiously looking at life outside the solar system. Over the solar system, Mars is being probed, I have given here. Even within the solar system, Mars is being probed for microbial life, and NASA recently discovered 7 Earth-sized extrasolar planets. So, they are orbiting around a dwarf star about 40 light years away. What is the meaning of dwarf star? What is meant by Goldilocks zone? What is meant by exoplanet? I will come I will come to it a little while from now, and these planets were found at a distance of around 39 to 40 light years. I gave one example here. From Sun, light reaches Earth in around 8 minutes. From Sun, light reaches Earth in around 8 minutes, and from the newly found this planetary system, from the newly found this dwarf star, or you can say from the newly found this dwarf star, the light reaches within 39 years or 40 years. These are called light years. The time taken for the light to reach from star to the land or this earth is 39 light years. That indicates that this dwarf star is far away from earth. In comparison to sun, it is quite far away, right? And around this dwarf star, scientists found 7 planets. 7 planets were revolving around this dwarf star. But this dwarf star is quite far away from earth. Please don't forget, right, other aspects. All 7 exoplanets were found. 7 were revolving around a dwarf star. They have liquid water, and one interesting finding is they have liquid water, and 3 planets have greatest chance of having liquid water. And please don't forget, it is the largest collection of Earth-like planets in the habitable Goldilocks zone of a star. I will explain you what is meant by Goldilocks zone. 3 planets were found last year, and now 4 more were found, and last year the discovery was made for 3 planets by Chile-based transiting planets and planetesimals small telescope. First 3 planets were found last year from Chile-based this telescope. This is transiting planets and planetesimals small telescope, and if you take the first letters, it will become Trappist 1 system. That is why it is named as Trappist 1 system. So, these 7 exoplanets were named as Trappist 1 system, because it was found from the Chile-based transiting planets and planetesimals small telescope. And now NASA found another 4 exoplanets, right. So, NASA found by this Spitzer space telescope. Overall, these 7 exoplanets are called Trappist 1 system because of this telescope, right. And now they share similar formation history with the Galilean moons which migrated towards Jupiter after formation, and these take 1.5 days to 20 days to complete the orbit around the dwarf star, right. So, here these words please understand. Exoplanet. Exoplanet means it is the extrasolar planet that orbits a star other than the sun. As I have already explained you, here this is the dwarf star, and these planets, these 7 planets which were discovered, they were revolving around this dwarf star, not around the sun. This is exoplanet. So, if any planet was found revolving around a star other than sun, you have to call it exoplanet. Then Goldilocks zone. What is the meaning of Goldilocks economy? Sometimes we use this term for economy also. Goldilocks economy means the economy which does not have much inflation and which does not have much deflation, and it is stable almost. That economy you call it as a Goldilocks economy without many changes. And here Goldilocks zone means it is the habitable zone in the range of orbits around a star with which a planetary surface can support liquid water. So, habitable zone is known as Goldilocks zone, right. So, here the Goldilocks zone is Earth here. So, Goldilocks zone is a habitable zone around a star where the liquid water is available for the sustainability of biological life, right. Then light year. Light year means distance that light travels in vacuum in 1 year. So, 39 light years or 49 light years means light from that will take 39 years or 40 years to reach Earth. Dwarf star means it is a star of relatively small size and low luminosity. Luminosity is also less, not like sun, right. Now Mars. Mars, I am explaining you only to tell you about Mars has the best chance of finding evidence of extraterrestrial life, and that is why Mars is being probed. Mars is the planet and it is revolving around sun and it is being probed for extraterrestrial life because of the reason methane was recorded. And please do not forget, on Earth 90% of methane is produced by organisms, and agriculture is one of the contributors for release of methane. As methane is released due to the biological life of organisms, now scientists suspect that Mars may also have microbial life, right. So, with a similar analogy, there are expectations that some kind of life is also emitting this gas on Mars. So, if you apply similar analogy, now next one is this Trappist will also be probed. What we have seen 7 exoplanets, these will also be probed. There is possibility of liquid water, that is why now scientists may look at whether there is any scope for habitations there, whether there is any scope for microbial life. Now this discovery of 7 exoplanets assumed significance because of 2 reasons. One is there is a likelihood of liquid water, that is one reason. Second one is 6 planets have a rocky composition, and the composition of the atmosphere can be identified by measuring the wavelength characteristics of light, right. So, if there is life on these planets, we would like to know about this in 10 years, hence the search for extraterrestrial life has just become more focused, right friends. We discussed several aspects today, and last week's 1 or 2 important aspects I will present tomorrow, and we will meet as usual at 11 AM tomorrow. Please do join for comprehension ability discussion at 12 noon today. And yes, one more important aspect of Medical Council of India, what went wrong with Medical Council of India, because of the article appeared in Saturday's newspaper, I am going to deliberate tomorrow, and today 1 or 2 articles are left over, I am going to deliberate tomorrow. And triple talaq, there was 1 article on Friday in the Hindu, that I am going to deliberate as a special capsule. So, with this, let us conclude today's newspaper editorial discussion. Have a nice day. Thank you.